Comic Boom.
Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Superman issue 11. I'm a little bit behind on my reviews. It's been a very busy week, you know, it's springtime and the weather's fantastic, so I was going to make priority with the family and family gatherings, and my niece graduated and lots of wonderful things happening, and so, priorities, right? But that doesn't mean I can't find some time to review comic books. I got to catch up a little bit. So I am sorry behind on my reviews, but we'll try to catch up a little bit here. The Superman 11 sort of picks up, it finally meets up, it merges with the adventures that are going on in the pages of Supergirl. When we last met Superman and Superboy, young John Kent, or 17-year-old John Kent, who was aged up, was trying to explain to his parents, Superman and Lois, exactly what had happened to him, because he ended up being on Earth 3, or in the Crime Syndicate Earth, and a very inadequate explanation in the typical sort of Bendis speak that we usually get, where pages and pages of things are said and nothing is actually of substance being said. So we still really don't know what happened to Jonathan Kent, and I'm sure those will be tales told for another day. But so it's still a sort of a little bit of a jumbled mess, and everything is happening. Even though we got like literally 28 issues between the 6 issues of Man of Steel and now the 11 issues of Superman and the 10 issues of Action Comics, we still really don't know much about Zaar. We know a little bit from the pages of Supergirl. This is such a drawn-out mystery. And then what is ironic about it, or paradoxical about it, is that Bendis, even though the story itself, the narrative, is very, very snail-paced in terms of what we, the reader, are being told and fed, we have super speed action such that, everything happens that's so quickly that, think about this. John Kent's aged up 7 years, or 10 years, whatever, like that, or 7 years, like that. And then all of a sudden he comes back, barely has time to give an explanation to his parents. And now all of a sudden, him and his father are whisked off into space, and they suddenly see Jor-El's ship, and it's being attacked by 3 different alien species. And that's the way this starts off. It's like, good God. And Superman is confused. He doesn't know what's going on. We've got the Khunds attacking Jor-El's ship. We've got the Trillium race. The Trillium race where Gandello, who is an enemy of Supergirl over in the pages of Supergirl, and one of the members of the Council, or one of the members of the Galactic Circle, or the Circle, along with the Thanagarians. So we got the Thanagarians, the Trillium race, and the Khunds all attacking Jor-El's ship. Superman doesn't know why. And basically, Superman shows up. He sees Zaar is there, as well as General Zod, which surprises him because, recall, Superman last left General Zod in the Phantom Zone while General Zod was helping Superman from being attacked by Zaar and jaz-ur and the other forces of the criminals in the Phantom Zone. General Zod traveled into the Phantom Zone deliberately, intentionally had the Atom zap him into the Phantom Zone so he could help Superman. Superman then gets out of the Phantom Zone, doesn't go back to help General Zod because he's got to stay and enlarge the Earth. That's a long story. Anyways, a convoluted mess. So somewhere along the way, Zaar must have told General Zod. Again, all the stuff that we want to see, we're not being shown, and all the stuff that we don't want to see, Bendis is showing us, and he's not giving us any information. So that's the sad part about this. But there's, at the same time, the curiosity's peak. So General Zod now is suddenly, inexplicably working with Zaar. Zaar been, so far, still one of the most undeveloped, least developed, uninteresting heroes currently in the DC Universe. Apparently Zaar, who sounds like a rampaging idiot pretty much all the time, continues to sound like an idiot here, a narcissistic fool. Apparently he was able to convince General Zod that, it was a very good reason why I destroyed Krypton. And it was enough of a reason that convinced General Zod and jaz-ur to work with Zaar. So anyways, Superman and Superboy show up. They see that their ships are being attacked. Superman then goes and shows his, display of diplomacy. He threatens the Khunds to stop. If he doesn't stop, he's going to destroy them. He does that because that's their culture. They're kind of like Klingons that way. And then he goes and negotiates with the Thanagarians and the Trillium Trinity, of the Trillium Directorate, or whatever they are, Gandello's race, and basically gets them to stop fighting. But Zaar then takes off, but then he comes back again because Zaar was temporarily surprised by Superman showing up. It was unexpected. And then he comes back. So then we have Jaz-ur, Zaar, and General Zod all attacking Superman and Superboy, and they're winning. And then lo and behold, Supergirl shows up, because we know that's how Supergirl, the last issue of Supergirl, issue 30, ended. Just very coincidentally, they happen to be above the atmosphere where Supergirl happens to be. So very conveniently, the way this is all sort of lining up. Now, what's particularly fascinating here is that Supergirl has Zaar's axe. And for those of you that aren't following Supergirl, it's much more exciting what's happening over the pages of Supergirl. Because Supergirl has Zaar's axe, and Zaar's axe is powered by anger. And Supergirl is very angry because she saw Zaar destroy Kandor. She knows that Zaar is responsible for the destruction of Krypton, along with, she believes, Gandello basically hired Zaar to destroy Krypton. Zaar is under some delusion that he had to destroy Krypton, which, I don't know, I'm not really buying it, but it is what it is. So Supergirl has this axe, and the axe is drawn to Supergirl, but the axe is also apparently drawn to Zaar. We don't exactly know what the rules governing the axe are, if the axe has sentient life, although it might. It reacts to Kara's anger, and Zaar made mention in past Superman issues, it might have been an issue of Supergirl, that he's looking forward to being reunited with his axe. So I'm hoping that there might be a battle of wills between Supergirl and Zaar in terms of getting ownership of the axe. Now, the axe, Zaar's axe, does appear to respond to anger. Now, Zaar presumably has more hatred and anger in him than Kara does, so he would probably win in that department, but there might be more to the axe than we think. So that's kind of a work in progress. I'm really curious to see where that goes with that. The only downside to all of it is that Bendis is not very good at, so far he hasn't been particularly good at writing fight scenes. All they are is a bunch of super speed messes, and there's more dialogue than fight scenes, and there's beautiful spreads here. I mean, Ivan Reis is a fantastic artist, man. He can draw whatever Bendis tells him to draw. Unfortunately for us readers, it's Bendis telling Ivan Reis what to draw, and you know, it can be epic scenes, but they have to have substance. They have to go somewhere. I want to see the battle scenes take us to an ending of some kind, as opposed to just another, super speed battle that lasts theoretically for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden we have another 5 pages of filler, or 5 issues of filler. I don't know where this is going. I really hope this picks up. This is okay, but it's still just, again, we're just getting from point A to point B. I don't know what the point is. We're not getting any answers. We're not getting any answers from Jor-el. We're not getting any answers from Superman. We're not getting any answers from John. We're not getting any answers from anybody, and we're just trudging water. And this is a beautiful mess. That's how I describe it. It's a beautiful mess, a beautifully drawn mess. It's a narrative mess. And, again, there's enough there that I'm intrigued, and I'm going to continue to follow it, but, it's like, this is definitely not going to go down in Superman lore as being one of the greatest runs of all time by any stretch of the imagination. But I am curious to know what the fate of Zaar is going to be, or how they're going to defeat him. It's nice to see that Supergirl, Superman, and Superboy, they're all together now, and they're going to be fighting. It's the House of El. It doesn't actually happen here. Next issue, hopefully that will happen, but because it's Bendis, I'm predicting that Jor-el's just going to teleport them all away again, and we're not going to get a fight, and we're going to have another 15 issues of whatever. Sort of like what we're getting with Leviathan. Don't even get me started on that, because that's dragging out as well. So, but in any event, I want to be excited here, but I'm not. But maybe that'll change if this ever picks up. Bendis hasn't earned my trust yet. He hasn't earned my trust yet. But hopefully things will pick up. We'll see. Tell me what you guys think of Superman 11. And until next time, follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. And yeah, Comic Boom out.